Welcome back to Life and Style Inspiration Thursday. I'm with Kali, and of course, we're doing things differently. Look at us. We're at the Strathmore Business School today. We're here to see Irene Kinuthia. Well, she's so many things, but she is a powerful, inspirational woman who is full of life. And today we're going to be talking about her project called The Dynamic Woman and some of the things that women go through that hold them back, hinder them from being the best versions of themselves. And she's looking absolutely stunning.
Thank you, Mikali. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Asante sana. Oh my God, this is beautiful. You have such an amazing space over here. Well, people say good things about Strathmore Business School. I have seen for myself.
Yes, it's a nice place for executives, and we are serving society, as we say, through executive education. So we touch the lives of managers from mid-level all the way to the board level.
Great.
Through training and coaching.
All right, since we came to you, maybe you can tell us what you do here.
I'm a teacher, basically, which I love. I have taught at different levels, and here I teach in the executive education. So faculty is the word they would use for us. So I facilitate sessions on team dynamics and communication in the organization.
Right.
Yes.
And apart from that, you do some amazing works with the women, and you're the brains behind the Dynamic Woman. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that. What is the Dynamic Woman? What is it all about?
Well, it's when I started Dynamic Woman, I've been in the knowledge industry, as I say, for a long time, and there's just so much you can put in a classroom because,
I like
of course,
what you say, knowledge industry.
Yes.
Most people don't call it that way.
Yeah, it is a knowledge industry where we research and play around with knowledge and find ways of making it useful to society. That's how I see it, and that's where I've been for forever. So, and I put a lot of it into the classroom here at the business school, but there's so much more that can still be shared, and sharing knowledge doesn't diminish it. So that's when I thought I would focus a little more on women, because also I could see when I'm coaching them in a group some of the things they are struggling with, and I thought I could reach out to them. So I coined Dynamic Woman because I thought a woman is not just one thing, she's so much more.
True.
So just that whole dynamism of just being a...
Great, that's really good. How long have you been doing the Dynamic Woman?
Well, that's a story because I started it in, I think, 2000, and yes, I hadn't gotten my last born, so it was 2008. And that time I was actually not working in the business school, and I was doing a lot of consulting on my own. And I went to organizations that were beginning at that time to see the woman as having more potential than she brings to the table. And I had then solutions to offer in terms of training then, just to help them see how a woman can realize more potential. So then I got a bit tired of being a lone ranger as a consultant, and I was doing some research also on work-life balance.
Okay.
So I thought a business school might be a better place to house some of the research I was doing, and luckily I got the job, and I was running here an institution on research on work and family, and it really gave me even more insights on things that affect the woman, and how the workplace can be a bit more friendly to the success of the woman. So Dynamic Woman went under because I couldn't cope with so much. And I also got a baby in 2009, my 8th born, if you'd like to know. Yes, my 8th baby.
High five.
Yeah.
You are a dynamic woman.
Thank you.
Great. You don't look it. I don't know what they look like anyway, but...
That's the thing, yeah.
True.
I get that a lot, and I wonder what a mother of it should look like.
Wow,
Yeah. But that got me a bit slowed down a little bit. So I just thought I would pack it for a while. So it's until last year when I got excited with this whole internet space that gives you more time than you actually have. Yeah, the day is more than 24 hours suddenly, because you can do so much online. And I thought, okay, I still have a message for that woman out there, so maybe now the online platform can help. So I started putting out videos. I opened a Facebook page and all that, you know. It was exciting, some things I had to learn. But yes, it was exciting just putting out those videos and information that could already support the woman for free. I mean, she just can use it. And yes, and then the ones who want to go an extra mile, then we have conversations on WhatsApp. So I can run a whole 1 month coaching session via WhatsApp with,
wow, that's
with
really
the woman.
interesting.
Yeah.
Before we get to the, some of the things that women struggle with,
Yes.
maybe you can tell us what led you to, get into this and want to empower the woman and, show the world the different sides of a woman and how, she's holistic. She's not just a mother.
Yeah.
She's so many other things that we take for granted.
Yeah.
So what made you want to get into that particular space?
Well, I think I would want to credit some of the people who thought I was doing some magical thing by trying to balance my large family and my job, and they kept saying, how do you do that? To me, it was a natural thing. It wasn't that I was trying to prove anything. I just knew I wanted a big family, and I knew I wanted a job and a career. So I was just doing it. So some friends of mine or people I interacted with kept asking, how do you get that? And that got me curious about, then why do women think they can only do one thing? Yeah. Yet we can do just so much, yeah? Absolutely. And by the way, I don't call it empowering, because they already have the power. I'm not empowering them. I'm just bringing out in them by helping them to reflect within, because it's already there.
Reigniting that fire.
Exactly, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of the issues that we deal with, I know we don't have enough time on the show to talk about all the things that probably you have on the dynamic woman, but maybe we could touch on 2 or 3.
Okay. Well, in terms of the things that I find women struggle with, maybe we could focus on maybe 2, which I find recur all the time. And one of them is just the gender card. Just that issue of I'm a woman. Becomes an issue to the woman. Oh. Yeah, because, they play it all the time. They try to, when something doesn't go through, they say they don't listen to women, or when even the whole debate of empowering the girl child, and sometimes some women take it as a license to play the weaker gender. And it can have that negative effect. So just thinking, oh, it's because I'm a woman that I didn't get that promotion. Yeah. Or because I'm a woman, I ought to get that promotion, So that whole thing limits the woman, limits you from actually seeing yourself as who you really are and bringing out what is within you. Yeah, so that's the whole gender issue.
I would like to ask a question concerning that, because you would never go away from the fact that you're a woman, So how do I deal with it, knowing that I'm a woman and it shouldn't be, it shouldn't give me the leeway to pull I'm weak or now I need favors, or so how should I deal with it as a woman?
Yeah, well, it's basically to embrace it and realize that there are so many things that women bring to a space that a man can never dream of bringing. Even that which sometimes is considered negative, like nurturing and being able to read the emotions of other people and being able to read the message that is not being said. That intuition is a strength. So why do you want to hide it and say, I don't want to be a woman, it will stop me from getting the job? Why don't you just use it and be able to bring that as a value add to the team that you're working? Because honestly, they'll listen to you and say, I would never have thought of that. So I am a woman and that's it. So if I cry, so what? It just shows just who I am. So embracing that, but also embracing the fact that we do have more responsibilities on the home front than the men do. And instead of fighting it, because I'm a woman, so I have to take care of the children, just embrace it and say, I have the capacity to do it. I actually do.
This is very, very interesting for me, because I think people need to understand that just because you're a woman, it doesn't mean that you're weak. or you should not, that should not be how you introduce yourself. You are a personality. There's something about you. So when you focus on your strength, so you could be like, hey, my name is Mikali, I'm intelligent, you know, I am powerful, I lift weights or something like, so there's so much more
Yeah,
than the title woman.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
thank you
yeah,
for
yeah,
that. Something
yeah. And
else.
other than just lifting the strength, lifting this and being this, is that I'm just a woman and I love it. I mean,
True.
that's what I bring, and
True.
take it or leave it.
True.
That's who I am. Yeah, and just being
Absolutely.
comfortable with that. But the other issue that women can have, and it's mainly an internal conversation, is the issue of age. And you'll be
Ooh, are we going to
surprised,
be saying our ages on TV now?
Not really, not
Not
necessary.
today.
Tomorrow maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but just thinking that it starts from I am too young. So when you come out of campus or college, or you start in the workspace, they tend to delay, asking for that position or fighting for a space because they think they're too young.
Yeah, I'm going to get it when I'm 30.
Yeah, I still have time.
Yeah, I still have
Yeah,
time.
let me still wear
It's
my
like,
pigtails.
you
and,
know, like, can I
yeah.
just be a kid for a while longer?
Yeah. So they find, and it's almost amazing how they start off with their male counterparts and they're still playing the doll, and the guys move ahead. And not so much because usually that's blamed on you getting married and babies, but it's not sometimes that. It's just in your mind that I'm too young for this. You know, nobody will take me seriously, so let me not take myself seriously.
Wow.
So it's a real cut, but it flips to the other side so fast, which is so sad. So in your mid-30s or so, you start thinking, I'm too old. So if you're not married by then, I'm too old to get married.
You don't have children.
Yes, I'm too old to go to college. I'm too old to move cities. You know, I better just settle down. So it has flipped within a period of about 10 years, and you've basically made, zero out of yourself, So that card goes on until, well, it really is very severe in your 40s, yeah, where you don't want to change careers because you think you're too old. You don't want to start some business or something because, again, you think you're too old, which really is, there's so many stories out there of people who have started out, most of them men though, but even women who have started things in their 60s and made a great career out of a new thing. And we should embrace that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
So do men have this problem, or is it the women who we think we're just too young to do something?
It's more, in my conversations with managers, it's a more woman's issue. It's a more woman's issue where they actually think when they're at a certain age, no one will take them.
Do you think could it go hand in hand with, self-esteem issues, self-actualization, like feel I am not probably good enough, or probably I don't have enough experience, or thinking that the person who's there is better than you are?
Well, the thing is that can fall on both sides of the gender. So why the woman chooses to embrace it more and think it's a big issue, that I'm not good enough, that I'm yet to understand. Maybe some psychologists can explain. But honestly, I don't see why my own daughters, my firstborn is 24, why she should reach a point where now she feels she's below her fellow lawyers, and that she should wait a little while for her to be taken more seriously. That I really don't understand. What I do know is that you can overcome it, because that's what
Absolutely.
I do in terms of conversations and coaching and helping them to see their strengths in a way that they can push that back at the back of their mind.
Absolutely. So it doesn't matter what age you're in. If you feel like you're good at what you're doing, just go right ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You're the only person who can stop you. Absolutely. Like, it's just you.
Yeah.
If you cannot do it, then it's on you. It's totally on you. This is very, very mind-opening. And we've talked about maybe just one more. Just give us one more. I think maybe I'm just being selfish.
Well, the family card is also there.
A family card.
Yes, the one of I'm a mom, and my children are depend on me, or I'm doing this for my family. And sometimes some of the things we are doing actually don't show like we are really doing them for the family. So it can be an excuse. So it's not to say that the family should not take the central part of your life. I think it's the only thing that you own. I keep telling women that's the only thing that's yours. The job is really not yours, you know, it can pass, but your family is yours, so you need to give your best. But within all that, you can still manage to do so much more. It's just a question of making the right choices at the right moment. So it doesn't have to happen. I mean, I can tell you I have been in and out of jobs over my career life, yeah, sometimes just focusing on the children. But if you're focusing on the children at that point, be studying something. I mean, there are so many opportunities online. Study something so that when you bounce back, you have no excuse of, you know, I was busy mothering and therefore I can't really, and just bounce back and say, these are the new skill sets I have. And that you can negotiate for the promotion that you actually deserve. So using the family as an excuse, I think is more like, I don't want to think. You know, I really don't want to think.
That's mean.
I'm sorry, but I really don't want to think. So let me just say, my baby, you know?
Yeah.
But if you thought around it.
Oh my God, you know, it's very, very interesting that I met a friend of mine who had lost her job for a very long time. And she was getting to the point of despair. You know, I'm not getting a job. Maybe I should just start a family now. You know, you know, like,
yeah.
You know, that will be doing something, you know.
So the family becomes the part-time, you know, as I wait for the job.
As I wait, now, I'm free. I'm free. Let me just go ahead and nurture and take care.
I've never heard of that, because the family is usually the main thing, you know.
And then you get the job.
Then I get the job to support my family, and if I don't need the job, I can drop the job, you know.
True.
And keep the family going. I mean, that's the perception that I find most of the time. But to think in the meantime, my family, that's
in the meantime, before. But anyway, it's very, very insightful to hear you speak these words, and I wish we had more time to, delve into more. But probably you could, an overall blanket, an umbrella kind of advice to, young women out there, because your message is really for the young and also the older. But it starts here. If I don't get this knowledge from when I'm a young girl, then there's possibilities of growing old, growing old with this mentality.
Well, the thing is, the power within you, and I think it's said in many ways, but it's always true. The power within you is so much bigger than anything outside yourself. So many times we focus a lot on what's outside ourselves, including whatever degrees we want to acquire. All that is external to you, but the power within, and that's why even the uneducated grandmother of ours had so much power within her society, because the power within is what you really need to tap into. Who am I as Irene? What are my natural strengths? What package came into this world when I popped out? What is that? And just taking time to discover that, because there's an assessment we do on Strength Finder, which when you look at it, when you get it done, it shows you your talents, and what amazes me about it is that you're only 1 in 33 million in terms of talent. So imagine what value you can bring to the world. But if you don't look within yourself and you keep thinking, starting with I need a husband, I need a child to affirm me, then you start losing it. So tap within yourself, but not so much for yourself, but so as to give. Because the more you give, the more you unfold. So giving it to your family, giving it to your workspace, and you just blossom naturally.
Goodness. Yeah. The more you give, the more you unfold, and there's a drop of greatness within you, and whatever is inside you is way bigger than what is outside you. So it starts from within. We've talked about age, we've talked about family, and we've also talked about the gender card that women play, and all of this from Irene. And I'm sure people are watching and wondering, how can I get in touch with her? Where are her forums? What's the YouTube channel? What's your page on Facebook so that people can follow you on that? Maybe you can tell us more about that.
Well, yeah, mainly playing a lot on Facebook. So Dynamic Woman KE. or just search Irene Kinuthia. You'll get that on YouTube as well. And then I also have a website, www.dynamicwoman.net, so where I put a lot of stuff, yeah. Or just once you get in those places, look for my number. It's displayed all over, and I always pick a call unless I'm in class.
Yeah, great. That's
yes.
really.
Yeah.
And you have a WhatsApp group.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, I create the WhatsApp group depending on the need. So if you have groups of friends who you just want to go through a goal setting process, we create a group just for you, and then we go through what you actually need at that point in time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Irene, do you do corporate as well?
Yes, I do corporate, but more in terms of teams.
Yeah.
Because I am a bit sensitive in terms of dealing on a one-on-one with the men for now. Yeah, let me grow a bit older. I can play the age card.
Yeah,
yeah.
You're allowed to do that.
Yeah. And so I do a lot in terms of teams, and it's a whole world of trying to get teams to come to a common purpose, because we think they do have, but many times they haven't had a united mind, and then picking a goal and working towards it. So within a period of 3 months, I can turn around certain results that a company needs done using coaching. It's a conversation.
Oh,
yeah.
Just before I let you go, you mentioned earlier when we were meeting up that there's a whole lot of difference between coaching and mentoring.
Yes.
Maybe you can just quickly.
Yeah, it's a big debate, and it's amazing. We are talking during the International Coaching Week, because the mentoring is when I have been there, done that, and I'm just sharing that experience with you. So I'm basically, mentors make copies of themselves. So if I'm a CEO, I can mentor other young people to be a CEO just like me.
Okay.
But a coach basically uses the knowledge you have to help you achieve what you want. So I don't even need any experience in the line that you're going. I'll just use the tools, ask you questions, and make you reflect in a way that you take your own path. Yeah,
That's interesting.
So, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
whole
it.
there's a difference between mentoring.
Yeah,
So if I want to
yeah.
be a CEO, then I'll look for a CEO to mentor me.
To mentor you.
But if I need you to coach me, that means you will walk my path with me.
Yes,
to
and you
whatever
look for
end
the
I am.
skills. You just look for the skills of a coach. Don't look for the professional. That's a mentor. Yeah, just look for the skills in coaching.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Irene. I have learned so much.
Thank you too for this
So much,
opportunity. I've
so
loved
much.
it.
Yes, I'm going to be shouting my age on social media later on. And I know for sure that at whatever age I'm at right now, nothing should stop me. And so that means nothing should stop you as well to go for that thing, that goal, that dream that you have. You are the only obstacle on your way to your destination. This has been Motivate. I've had so much fun. I hope you have learned. Remember to keep this conversation going on our social media platforms as KTN Life and Style on Facebook, KTN Life _Style on Twitter and Instagram, SMS is 22840. And of course, look for the Dynamic Woman, KE, on Facebook for all those amazing motivational talks that Irene has. We love you guys. Kwaheri. Stay right there because we've got Catherine Mwangi coming up with Books and Blogs and Restaurant of the Week.
Sometimes the reason we say God's answer is wait, because the preparation is not complete.
When there's a wait, it's because there's something